My name is Owen, and I went to Chile this summer.
My name is Asia Ramos, and I went to Chile.
My name is Kevin Swearingen, and I went to Chile.
Hi, my name is Noel Morago, and I went to Indonesia.
My name is Maria Swearingen, and I went to Chile.
My name is Jordan, and I went to Indonesia this year.
My name is Rick, and I went to Sierra Leone, which is in Africa, by the way.
Thank you.
Just in case you didn't know.
That I can do anything if I put my mind to it. That I have the strength and I have the power to do anything, even if it's labor that I don't like to do, but I can do it.
I learned that I still have a lot to learn, both in regards to practical skills like labor and also in regards to my relationship with God.
So I went into this trip without any expectations. The last mission trip I went on was in 2012. It was my first international trip, and it was an absolute disaster. And it completely turned me off of missions for a very long time, obviously. So I went into it with zero expectations and looked at it as it was, the good and the bad. And I'm so glad that I did, because I learned that God can take the good and show me what a mission trip should be like. He built a team of people that I genuinely enjoy and call friends now. And through that and the raising up of our individual talents, he brought that together and let us be a blessing to the missionaries there and the people there, and to be blessed in turn. So it was incredible.
I learned this 3 trips ago, because I do love to go on trips, but I learned that I can do hard things with God as my help and my prayer partners.
I learned, number one, that I'm very tasty to bugs. They love me.
I learned that I have a lot more perseverance than I originally thought, and that the Lord will use me as long as I'm willing and able to.
What I learned about myself from the trip this year was that I'm getting older and I can't do the same things that I used to do before. But that's okay, because on these trips, there's lots of things to do. Sometimes it's work, physical labor. Sometimes it's just fellowship. Sometimes it's just hanging out. Sometimes it's just talking to people. But my gifts will show through, and that's what I'm just happy about.
I did learn from God that He can bring a lot of healing out of pain, out of the sorrow that people are going through. He can bring a lot of good things, and He can bring unity as well too. And we just need to have faith that anything that it crashes at some point, He will rebuild it and bring it back to life.
I learned, or not learned per se, but realized how much God values prayer and the time that you put individually with Him.
He is so faithful, and when you are all in, He is all in ways that I think we don't always get to experience here in the States. The people that we met, they don't just trot out scripture when it kind of fits or feels right. They are sold on God, and because of that, they're not out there telling people you're a sinner and you're bad and everything else. They're just out there loving people, and they are living as Christ did 2,000 years ago right now, and God blesses them immensely for that, and it was really cool.
He is faithful, and He has a plan for Indonesia. It is not, I think, even the plan that our ministry partners thought He would bring about, but He has really increased. It's been great to go and see it 7 years ago and see it now and see what God has done. And He has done amazing things for Makassar.
God is very big, and He's in control of this whole world, not just the American church, but churches all over this globe. I relearn that every time I go.
I learned that truly anything is possible when you have God on your side, and that He'll be able to sustain you through any challenges you're facing and be with you. You just have to go and ask Him and talk to Him.
I learned about God that He is the God of restoration. Now, I say that, and I always knew that, but this was a perfect example of how He can restore something that was effectively dead and raise it just like the dry bones in Israel. He can raise it up in His own way, in His own timing, and for whatever purposes He wants. And I learned that. I was renewed in that understanding this summer in Chile.
It's a beautiful work. It's a beautiful thing that is happening in Chile, because we are seeing the missionaries, even the pastors are in there, reaching out even to the farthest points in Chile, like to the top of the mountains, are so hard to reach out, and more and this time on the winter time, because it's hard to get to there. So there's a lot of things that are happening that we're not seeing here, and we don't hear it daily. But it's a wonderful thing what they're doing, like reaching out to the natives that they're living the hardest places to reach, and it's just everything that they're doing right now, like bringing back the church together and bringing more people into the church and spreading the gospel even around the neighborhood and all that. So they're doing a really good job on that.
The work going on in Chile it's deep, it's powerful, and it's spreading. It's like a root system. You have the core churches, the core founders, and it just goes everywhere around the world.
Their outreach is focused on refugee kids. And because of that, since it is an Islamic nation and most of their kids are from Islamic families, that they can just love these kids. They can teach them biblical truths in very practical ways. And they take that home. And because of that, they're spreading the gospel very subtly, but very powerfully to a lot of people, and enriching so many lives through that.
They should know that the partners that we have are a beautiful, faithful family. Their 4 boys are growing up. When we went 7 years ago, they were young, and now their firstborn is coming to the States this year to attend college in Tennessee. And it's just great to see the partners that he has added to them. Another young family has come in, and great things are happening at their school. They have a building now. They didn't have a building 7 years ago. They do now. They have 150 children that they're educating every day in the Lord, praying, reading the Bible, and God's being lifted up.
Sierra Leone, the work there, it's tip of the spear. This is part of the 1040 window. This is where people are hearing for Jesus for the first time. This is a place where people are being converted from Islam into Christianity. This is a place where He's got some saints there that are doing some really, really strong, holy work, saving people.
I want people to know that the locals in Chile are very on fire for Christ, despite the language barrier and living in a different country. Their love for Christ is so evident in their day-to-day lives, and I feel like they're very welcoming to others and loving, that it's kind of inspiring to see, and it makes you want to act the same way. Like, it was really nice to see.
The work in Chile is a combination of a lot of different things. It is construction projects, it is church building, it is discipleship, it is missionary training. There is so much that can happen in this field that we're involved with in Chile. We spend a lot of time in the south of Chile, and there's just great opportunities to learn about what it is to be a missionary. It's not a terrible climate to get used to. The foods they're kind of normal. They're not terribly crazy, but it's really a good environment to to help the people of Chile as well as help the Native Americans or Mapuche that live in the southern part of Chile. People should consider going to Chile because it is a great, in my opinion, it's a great beginning environment if you're trying to learn and about different worldviews of what people have in different parts of the world, as well as it's a great environment to see what God has going on in all, much of the southern hemisphere, especially in South America. It's a great opportunity to learn what it's to work with native groups that live in a community. It has lots of opportunities for friendships, for learning about the Bible. It's just a great environment. And like I said, it's of the trips that we take that are long, that you have to fly on a plane for a while. It's the shortest of them.
It's just to see how God works in different places, even in different languages and with different type of people. We forget that even though that there's different countries and stuff like that, God works the same way that He works here with us. And He does the same thing. He transforms people, He make people change, and He touches hearts just the same way that He does here. And we forget that there's humans like us in different places of the world, and I will invite them to anyone that would like to go to Chile or to go any other of the trips that we have. But Chile is the most easy one right now because the food is easy to take, and also the language is a little bit more. They speak Spanish, so it's kind of like you're used to hearing that language as well too. So I will encourage everybody to take a little bit of their time 1 year just to go and visit any of these places that we go.
Why not? It's a great experience. It's a great trip. It's one of the less demanding trips that we go overseas for, and especially if it's your first time going on a trip, just go connect with people, connect with your teammates, with the people on the ground there, and reconnect with God.
Going on a mission trip, even if it's not Indonesia, will grow your faith like nothing else. To see God at work, you get to see God at work in your life, maybe in how He's working in your small group's life, but to see Him work in a different culture, in a different setting, in a foreign, Indonesia's completely foreign, to see Him work there, it's just a huge faith booster. And if you've gone on a trip before, I encourage you to go again to see what He has done in that time period.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be a part of where the rubber meets the road, you want to see God in action, Sierra Leone is one of the places that you can see that.
It's really beneficial to go and support the missionaries and see firsthand everything that's happening in Chile, Sierra Leone, or Indonesia. And it's also really beneficial because it helped me grow my relationship with Christ. So yeah, I say go.
The culture there is something that is pretty unique, and it ties really spectacularly into the mission that they have. They are super relational based. Here, people are kind of individualistic in the States, and over there, they don't put their treasures in things, they put it in relationships with people, and they just welcomed us, even the people that we really didn't interact with beyond just a hey, how are you, as we walk down the street. And it is really enriching, and it makes you feel immersed from the get-go in that, and it was really, really cool. I did not want to leave.
I want to definitely thank the First Christian Church, all of you that are out there. Without your support, these kind of things do not happen. I know that all of us send out many letters to a lot of people, and you make that happen every single year. I've been doing this since 2006, and every year you all make it happen. So thank you you for your prayer support. Thank you for your financial support.
Thank you, First Christian Church, for your support and your faithfulness, and for trusting us to go around the world to spread the gospel and to take the love to other places.
Thank you, FCC, for your support and faithfulness. We could not do this without you. We could not do it without your financial support, without your prayer support. Some have been so faithful. Every time they've gotten a letter, they've given, and I'm so grateful.
Thank you, FCC, for your support and faithfulness.
Thank you, FCC, for your support and faithfulness.
Thank you, FCC, for your support and faithfulness.
Thank you, FCC, for your support and faithfulness. We appreciate you.
No bloopers.
What is your name? And where did you go this year?
My name is Kevin Swearingen, and I went to Chile this year. Let me say it again.
I'm glad you got my good side too.
Yeah.
Look at this
Everybody
side.
seems to be really happy about that.
This side is bad.
I know, man.
This side's great.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
What's your favorite restaurant?
I love Chipotle.